he doesn't need any introduction, but we'll give him one. I am not very excited about this presentation at all, mainly because Gary's presenting it. But just full jokes aside, I've actually been waiting since last week to be able to kick into this because I'm a big fan of database reactivations. And one thing that I do know is there is a million and one ways to do this. I know that Extendly had a database reactivation campaign that they used to do years ago that you had to pay, a good part of amputation of one of your body parts to get a hold of it. And then there's other variations of doing this as well that I've seen over the years. And so Gary's coming onto this call today as not only part of the community and an admin, but also as a friend to be able to share what all of this looks like from his side of things. And so I'll give you the floor, Gary, mate. We're very excited to see what you're putting together.
Cool. Thanks, mate. So I'm going to pre-frame this a little bit as well, right? So this is, I don't know if everybody knows what database reactivations are and stuff, but like this is just a little tweak that we've made and we've been running with clients that we've seen them get like a 30% increase on reply rates of what they're doing before. And what I'm going to show you guys is the exact presentation that I just did in Costa Rica. So it's the first time I've actually stood in front of people and actually done it as a presentation. And no pressure, but does everybody know who Rob Bailey is? Like, who knows who Rob Bailey is? Just put your hand up on. No? Most people seem to. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Anyway, he's like the high level OG and the guy that allegedly crowned database reactivations, right? And Rob Bailey was one of the speakers in Costa Rica talking about database reactivations. And I was like, great. So I'm going to stand in front of like the high level OG and teach people about database reactivations. And I had a word with him beforehand and said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Have you ever like tried this or anything? And he had never tried this. He'd never thought of this, never had this idea. And I was like, amazing. Like, let's go Aussies. So why don't we show you guys like this is literally the presentation I did. I'll skip through some stuff and we'll just kind of get through it fairly quickly because everybody kind of knows what DBRs are, I hope. And the one thing that I don't do or didn't do, like I'm not here to sell to you guys. I actually don't like I don't sell this stuff to anyone. We give all this stuff away, like all our snapshots. I'll show you where you can go and get all this stuff for free. GPTs to write your text messages, like we give all this away. Um, I I feel like when we do these presentations, like we've got a product, I hope people will buy it because they see that our system is cool and they know that. But you need to know how to use it and everything. So we don't do these value stack things at the end where it's like, and you're going to get this and this and this, and this is worth $1,000 and $1,000. So at the end of this as well, if you want to get more, there's a QR code and you can go and get all the systems to do this for free, basically, and the rest of our training and stuff as well, right? So all of that is for everybody at the end to just go and grab for free, whether you use our system or you do it another way or not. But what I'm going to introduce you is like a couple of principles and key things. There's a key thing to do if you're using our system to make this work really, really well. So cool for you guys. I'll share the screen and show you some cool stuff. Awesome. Let me share this here. All right. Ooh. That still show my screen? Now I've done it
It
big.
is,
Does
mate.
that look
Yep.
weird?
Looks
Is
fine.
it?
Looks
It
great.
looks fun.
Yep.
Cool. All right. I wasn't sure how that would come out. And by the way, Manus created this presentation and all the graphics for me. All praise to Manus. We love it. All right. Who am I? I'm Gary. I think everybody knows who I am, but like if you didn't know, when I started, so my background was like in building services. I used to program buildings for a living. So anything you put into a building and turn on, off, up or down, that's what I used to do basically. It was all PLC logic programming. So then I started doing websites and SEO because we put the first building in Australia online and built it as a website where you could actually access it through the internet and stuff, which got me into websites and SEO and then digital. And then I've been using GoHighLevel for about 5 years. And then we took this journey into MyCRMsim to solve the problem in our agency, basically. And then in all honesty, MyCRMsim has overtaken everything else that we've done in the past, coming up for 2 years now, I think in May. Um, does everybody know what a database reactivation is? Like, I just want to make sure that people do know. Give me, I don't know, I don't even know where the chat's gone. I've lost it. Jared, let me know. Oh, there it is. give us a little one or a yes in the chat, like, or actually put no. If you don't know what it is, put no. So I know if there's anyone who doesn't know what it is.
Jump into it, Gary. Share what it is, because it'd be good overall for the people that come back and watch over it anyway.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I just don't want to. I don't want everybody here to teach them to suck eggs at the end of the day because there's a lot of people that are doing this kind of stuff, right? If you don't know what it is, then it's so simple. Like as far as the principle goes, it's like you've got a list of customers or leads that have engaged at some point or another. They might even be customers as well, and you want to send them an offer or an update on your business and try to re-engage them. As someone that just hasn't engaged with you for a period of time, and you want to message them and get them to re-engage to either book a new appointment, upgrade to a new product, buy the product they never bought in the first place, something like that. Database reactivation. That's it. And most people have got a list of leads sitting somewhere that they maybe spoke to at some time or another, and then they sit there and then they don't do anything with them. And we're talking about like traditional businesses, your plumbers, your HVACs, all these guys, roofers, they've got head leads that have come in and they've never sold to them, and they're just sitting there in this dusty old filing cabinet, and you can come in and basically plug that out for those people. So this gives you immediate revenue, right? If you've got these leads sitting there, it can turn into immediate revenue for your clients. So you can set that out. It's low hanging fruit, quick wins, doesn't cost ad spend. You can boost the monthly recurring revenue for you and your agency, but it's a real quick win. It's one of the quickest wins that you can get for clients, basically, if they've got an old list. And it's really easy and quick to set up. Plug for us, especially with us, because you don't have to go through A2P and all that nonsense, right? But that is why we built this, because of the pain that we used to go through in like setting this up for a client and having to get a number and wait for the details from the client and all that stuff. We used to do these and we would have them set up basically on the same day and have them start running out basically. So it's just a really cool quick win for clients. Get super fast conversions because people already know who you are. You've already got these interested prospects. You get immediate response as well. You've got text messages, immediate responses, and you've already got high intent leads because you know they've engaged at some point anyway. And then they're lower cost, right? So new leads versus old leads. We all know it costs more to bring in a new lead, because you've got to spend ads or whatever to get them in. You've already got them sitting there to reactivate them. It's so cheap by comparison. Am I going too fast? Is this all right for everyone? Again, I just don't want to teach everyone to suck eggs on here who's doing database reactivation because I know all this, Gary, right? So I get it if you know it. If you don't, bear with us, all right? I'm trying to just skim through this part. You also get high trust. They've already engaged your brand. Past interactions you've had, that builds credibility with them. It's a lower barrier to re-engage, and then you've got a better likelihood of a positive response as long as you get your messaging sequences right with them as well, right? This is really important, the actual messages that you send out. So the bottleneck, I mean, I just mentioned this, right? This was the bottleneck for us, right? SMS costs. This really applies to us in Australia, right? The cost of SMS is really expensive. Americans, they just don't get it. When I kind of explain to them and go, oh yeah, the cost of text message campaigns is really expensive. What do you mean? Like it's 1 cent per message. You go, no, 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 no. Like we pay like 6 US cents roughly per text message. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, that really does start to add up. And if you want to do it conversationally, the way that we train people to do it and split them up so that you're doing like multiple messages to people, which is the way that you would kind of message as a natural human, then you're doubling the cost of your message per person because you're sending two every time. You want to throw some emojis in there, you're going to cost more. All right. So for us in Australia, it's actually very expensive to do. Other countries, not so much. But then there's paying for them with A2P. We've got reg bundles, limited phone number availability. So we service a lot of clients in other countries that also have challenges getting numbers. And then compliance requirements. When you've got to go through A2P, all those hoops, right? It's a pain. And just getting that information from clients, it's a pain. Anything you've got to get from a client is a pain. So that's a big barrier for agencies to scaling, right? So that's why we basically built MYcrmsim in the first place. Oh, I don't know, click it. There we go. That's us. We're amazing. I'll carry on. Um, so for us, right, unlock the secrets, skip the A2P waiting game. I know we don't do A2P in Australia, but reg bundles, they're still a bit of a pain in the butt to do. We can launch campaigns in minutes, access leads immediately, and then we've got strategies for proven results, right? With the workflows and snapshots, everything that we give away, right? And again, I'll give you guys a link to this. You can get all of it at the end for free. What is this? Oh yeah, this is us. I'm pretty proud. I'll give us a little horn toot if I can while I'm here in the Aussie group because like we're a Australian company that are actually doing really well in all over through the high level community, and we started with just SMS. We figured out how to do iMessage. No one else figured out how to do that. We have WhatsApp. We've got RCS done as well, which nobody else is doing. So we're the only platform that has all of this integrated into it as well, right? So we are. I'm really proud of what we've done actually over the last couple of years. We've got over 600 agencies using us, sent 30 million plus messages. We have, I say this, we've got 99.999% uptime reliability. We can't say more than that because all our stuff is in AWS, and AWS give you the 5 nines as their guarantee. But our platform, we haven't had an issue with it in I don't even know how long, basically. Even when Cloudflare had their outages a couple of months ago, there was a whole bunch of big sites went down with Cloudflare. We did not go down. Like we've really invested like in infrastructure and our product to make all that stuff work. So that's just a little, I don't know, I'm quite happy with what we've done at the end of the day. Text dominates. Look, at the end of the day, you get a big open rate. As anyone, right? I challenge you to go and have a look on your phone. How many unread text messages have you got compared to unread emails? Right? Most people, I mean, most people don't have unread text messages. There's going to be one of you in this crowd who's going to go, yeah, yeah, I have. I've got 1,000 unread text messages. One of you has got it. But most people, you read your text messages, but you've got so many unread emails. So text is where it's at. Dan, 47. Of course you have. Jared, oh, what is RCS? What's that for? Rich communication something. RCS is basically Android's version of iMessage. So you can send through higher medium video and imagery, basically, through there. And it goes direct through Wi-Fi rather than SMS, which goes through all your towers and stuff. So it's got better delivery rates, faster. There's a lot of benefits around RCS. It's basically iMessage for Android phones. All right. But again, no one else has got that out at the moment. I think Twilio might be having it coming out, but we'll be the only platform that has all of that in there. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, have a look. And we know this, right? Email, people see those, they go in their inbox and it just goes down to the bottom. Everybody sees a text message that comes through, right? And you respond to those. Text rules. You got it, Kelvin. So this is it, right? This is the principle and the strategy, right, behind it. Traditional database reactivations, get your list, send them a text message, right? What we do is really just put a voicemail drop at the front of it. Okay. Does everybody know what voicemail drops are? Let's just say, can you say no in the chat if you don't know what it is? I just want to get an idea of who doesn't know what a voicemail drop is. No, Annette doesn't know. Anyone else? Lauren doesn't know how to do them. Burn, never done one. All right. Seems like most people do, few people don't. I'll just explain briefly, like all a voicemail drop is, it's like a pre-recorded message that you can put in high level, and there's a little action. Again, we've got a workflow for this, so I'll show you where you can get it and you can set all this up. But it's a pre-recorded message that you can send out. And what happens is in the actions and in the workflow, show you this in a minute, right? But it's literally at the start of your workflow, you will send that and it will ring the person's number and it hangs up really quickly. And then it rings back. This is kind of the mechanics behind it. It rings back and then it goes to voicemail. So it will drop that pre-recorded message in there. So you could send like hey, Jared, it's Gary here from MYcrmsim. I was just trying to reach you, couldn't get hold of you. I'm just going to send you a text to follow up about our conversation the other day. Whatever it is, right? You've got to figure out a generic kind of message. And sorry, I couldn't say, hey, Jared, because it's a generic thing. It would be, hey, it's Gary here from MYcrmsim. I'm just following up. So you can't customize it with the name. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Okay. But that voicemail drop at the beginning, followed by a text, increases the response rate from people so much. We've seen like a 30% response rate increase against the standard DBR because what the person sees on the other end is on their phone, they've got a missed call from that number, they've got a voicemail from that number, and then they've got a text message that comes from that number. So it really looks like someone actually reached out to connect with them and to follow up. And then they are more likely to reply and respond. And what we do as well to set this up, if anyone doesn't know how to do this, like everyone knows that, MyCRM we use phones, SIM cards, okay. We can't do calling, all right? But what we do is there's a verified number option in high level. So over here in this voicemail drop, we will use a lead connector landline number to make the call and do the voicemail drop. All right. Now that number, we can verify it to be the same number as the mobile. So when we actually call, even though we're using lead connector and a regular landline or whatever number in lead connector, on the caller ID on the person on the other end, they will see this mobile number actually appearing. Does that make sense? I'm going to do a demo of this actually. I've got a little recorded demo, so I'll run the little demo of this after here. Everybody with me? There was a couple of questions.
No, everyone's
Brett,
been pretty good so far.
Brett, is that legal? I am not a lawyer, Brett. What do we have? Questions. No ring voicemail thread goes straight to voicemail. Does a voice message cost one SMS credit or does it go on length of audio? Yeah, so I believe it goes on length of audio. So you're paying that separately. So you will pay your lead connector bill for phone calls. So you would need a separate lead connector number, and then you'll pay your lead connector call charges separately.
I can drop in.
Uh,
I'm putting a couple of questions down on a notepad beside me, Gary. But one question that I had, or two questions that I had, the first one was you mentioned a landline to then connect it to a mobile number. Is there a
mhm.
reason why you do the landline over the mobile number? Because as an example, in my agency, I just run mobile numbers because I found that no one would answer a landline.
Yes. So the reason why I use a landline number, there's a couple of reasons, right? So you can get a landline number without going through all the A2P stuff, right? A2P or reg bundles, right? I can just go and buy a landline number instantly and I'm done. I think they've changed it a little bit in the States, but it's still easy. You don't need a landline number. I think you need a driver's license, you need some verified ID, but I could still get, or as an agency, you can still buy a landline number really easy. So it's not a challenge to do that. The other reason as well is actually landline numbers are cheaper. Like they're cheaper to pay like your monthly fee. I think it's like a couple of bucks for a landline number versus $6 per month for a mobile just to have it.
Mm.
And then the call costs are actually cheaper off of a landline number as well. So it's
Right.
just simpler to use a landline number. And at the end of the day, you're masking it to look like the mobile number when you do the phone call.
Super interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Gotcha.
So there's the principles of this are really simple, guys. The little pieces and the intricacies, there's little bits to this, right? Which again, you guys can go and grab all the training or just ask me questions. You guys all know where I am. Like, ask me questions and I'll answer it for you in the group, right? Keep it in the group chat, actually. Do that for Jared. It'll make him happy. If you've got questions afterwards, put them in the group chat and I'll answer them all in there, okay? If you DM me, I'm going to send you to the group chat in the GHL Mastermind group.
Do you want to add to these couple here that we've got from Tara and Bit as well while we're here?
Where are they?
So we've got here, are these through Twilio is what Tara's asked.
The phone call to make the phone call. So the phone call has to be through, you can use Twilio or Lead Connector.
I
Lead
meant the
Connector is simpler.
landline number actually, but
Yeah. So for the phone call. Yeah, yeah. So Lead Connector is much simpler because you can just get a number easier and doing the verified caller ID is really, really easy in Lead Connector. You can do exactly the same thing through Twilio. It's just a little bit more set up.
And then Vitz asked that, what if they call that number? I'm guessing that he means, what if they call the landline number? But I think you've just explained that that's masked as a mobile number when it comes through anyway. So they'll just call
Correct.
back that mobile number.
Correct. But it's a good question, right? Because this depends as well, right? So correct, it's masters the mobile number. So when they call back, it will ring that mobile. Okay. It will call this number. So the question is though, what do you do with it from there? All right. If you're a small business, Tim the plumber or whatever, then maybe you just want to be answering the phone anyway. Maybe you do, right? You just want it to go there. You're not too worried about it going in high level. Doing a database reactivation, or you've got a girl in the office who's going to answer the phone. Maybe that's all you want to do. It's simple. Or you can forward this number on. If this is a dedicated number for MYcrmsim, you can just forward that on to the number inside high level that you've already bought, and then it will pick it up in there, and then you can take it wherever you want. Have an AI agent pick it up, all your call tracking, everything will go through there. So it depends a little bit on the scenario. Like even though we fully recommend people have a dedicated number and a separate number to their business for using our system. All right. A lot of people will still use like their own number. All right. You shouldn't really do that for database reactivations. We don't encourage people to do that en masse with their SIM card. But a lot of people use their own numbers or business numbers anyway. And in that case, they don't want to forward it on because they've already got the number and they want to pick it up at the end of the day. So there's a couple of caveats around that. But if you're forwarding it on as well, just make sure that the carrier that you're using for your phone plan doesn't charge you an arm and a leg to forward messages on. All right. I can tell you from experience or just from knowledge, like in Australia, a MYcrmsim, which is one of the best plans to use for SIM cards for texting, which you can use, and it's $60 for the year, basically, $5 a month. Super, super cheap. But if you want to forward calls, I think they charge it's like 20 cents per minute, which is ridiculous. So you don't want to do that. Then but you can get other plans where call forwarding is free. So you might have to pay more for a plan if you want to do the call forwarding. There are other options as well, right? One option that we've used with clients is they just have a voicemail on the phone that just says, "Hey, thank you very much for calling. Just to let you know, this number is for text message purposes only. If you want to reach us, you can call our office on here, or send us a text and then we'll get back to you." Right. So you can have that. You can set up missed call text back on the phones, right? We've got workflows for that. So there's solutions for your scenario, but it depends on the scenario, right? I don't want to get too deep into all of those at the moment, but I can if people have got questions afterwards.
Lauren's got one here as well. What's the risk of using your own number, Gary?
Risk of using your own number is if you burn it. Okay. So there are limits. So think about this, right? When you're using an automation to send text messages through a mobile phone, the automation doesn't have a limit to it. So I could set on, this is my personal iPhone. My personal iPhone is attached to GoHighLevel, right? A GoHighLevel account. But I could set 1,000 text messages to go out onto my phone immediately, right? It will hit my phone, no problem, and they'll hit my phone. But Apple, particularly for Apple, we'll talk about iMessage here, but even for SIM providers, they will see that because there is no way, like, I don't have thumbs that fast. I can't type 1,000 text messages in a minute, right? So that will get flagged as an automation, and then they can shut your SIM card down. So you never want to do that and risk burning your SIM card. All right. I'm fine with it. We've got tons of clients that do it and manage it, and they don't do database reactivations just for like appointment reminders, little follow-ups, stuff like that. Then it's okay, but you have to manage it and manage the expectation. We even have now in our knowledge base, like we've got a little excerpt that people can put in their T's and C's that says, "Hey, if you are going to use your dedicated business number or your personal number, you acknowledge the risks are this and you agree not to do that." Okay, because you've got to educate your clients on that. Because the one thing I don't want, and I've seen people do, right? There are a couple of people that have followed us and they do what we do, right? Sort of. And they just go, "Yeah, yeah, just connect your phone number, you'll be fine." And I just go, "That's just bad, right? You shouldn't tell agencies to do that and just go, 'Yeah, yeah, client will connect your phone number, you'll be fine.'" Because they don't know. And then they'll just go, "Cool, I can blast out text messages now." They burn their phone number they've had for 5, 10, 15 years. And then they're very, very upset with you. Right. So we don't tell people to do that. It can technically be done. We have a lot of clients that do it. Our recommendation is to have a dedicated number. And if you're using an existing one, just know the limitations and drip it, treat it slowly. Don't do database reactivations with it. Like just take it real slow.
So I got a couple more that dropped in. Annette, we might do yours towards the end because I feel like that might be a different conversation. But if anyone sees that one and wants to answer that in the chat, by all means, give Annette a hand. But we've got one from Craig, iMessage versus SMS. Have you seen any measurable difference in reply?
Yes, in the States, particularly here as well, but in the States particularly, like in America, they are green bubble racists. I tell them this all the time. Everyone's talking about, "You guys are green bubble racists." They see green bubbles, they don't answer them. They don't even like their friends that have got Android phones. They give them shit, right? So in the States, between a 3 to 6 times higher reply rate when they switch to Blue Bubble with us. We've got case studies verified from people that are doing this. They've done exactly the same thing, same messages, same campaigns, and switched it from Green Bubble to iMessage. and they get, like I say, 3 to 6 times higher reply rates off of iMessage.
Yeah, it's huge. That's massive. And I've seen that in the States as well. Like I know Alistair Shirazi talks about this when he's doing all of his text messages for his webinars. And at one point, I think he was paying about $1,500 to a provider just to use the Blue Bubble in text messages as a service as well. So I'd never really thought too much about it until, working with some other agencies in the States. It's a pretty big thing over there.
Yeah,
We've
in the
also
US, it's huge.
got one question from Brett. What is the magic number, Brett? What's the magic number for dripping out your campaigns so you're not getting flagged?
7. I'm just
Was
kidding,
that a
Brett. It's
number
not.
just spun out of nowhere? Please tell me it
No,
was.
no, 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 no. So it depends.
42.
Okay. Yeah, 42. Yeah, there you go, Craig. No, look, it depends, right? So iMessage, because I've got that on the screen here, iMessage is different to SMS. All right. So for iMessage, you can only send a maximum of 50 new contacts per day. All right. That's new leads, like new people that have come in you've never messaged before. You can have as many texts as you want with those people once they've engaged and you've got responses, but only 50 new contacts per day. All right. So you need to spread that out. And you wouldn't want to do like 50 immediately. You need to drip that out. So if you're doing iMessage, spread that out over a few hours, over a day, whatever it might be. For SMS, it's different. Okay. And it's also different for countries and the carriers that you use and the age of the SIM card. There's a bunch of factors in there, right? The maximum that we say is like one message per minute, right? Going out on drip. But that does depend on the SIM card. If you have a brand new SIM card and you start sending one message per minute on the minute, then you're likely to get that flagged because it looks like automation. You have to like warm them up. You have to have conversations. You've got to get replies. You've got to change the message. You can't have the same message going out again and again and again, just changing, hey, contact name, it's Gary here from Mycrmsim. Would you like XYZ? All right. If you just send that again and again and again, you'll get flagged because who sends the same message again and again and again? Right. You've got to vary the message content as well. So there's caveats around that in terms of warming it up, getting good reply rates, being conversational. The whole thing that we try and really get into people is like, you are not one-way text messaging people. You want conversations and you want people to reply. All right. And I'll show you in the demo. I'll play the little demo video for this. Brett, why create RCS then if returns 6 times higher in iMessage? RCS will allow you to send that higher volume as well. So they'll be in that 1 per minute range. All right. And also RCS works on Android. There are still people that want Android phones and there's some people that still want to play the volume game. They just want to do volume. And there's some people that want to do iMessage and just accept that lower volume for a higher return rate. They've got to figure out the balance, right? Did I answer all the questions there, mate?
You're on it, mate. I was going to leave that one for a bit later so that you could keep going, but you've answered everything.
Cool, cool. All right. I think I've kind of covered this anyway. I'm conscious we're actually kind of taking longer than I thought. I didn't think there'd be so many questions, mate, but that's good. I like it. Voicemail, I think I've covered that. It mimics the human follow-up activity. They see the call, or they see the missed call, they see the voicemail, and then they get a text, and that sparks curiosity. They get callbacks, and again, Vit asked about that. What do you do with the callbacks? Some people drive them back into high level. Some people just use the device. They'll pick it up, but it's like touch points, right? We all know with advertising, right? How many touch points do you need for a client to see you before they actually engage, right? Adding a voicemail drop, missed call, and a voicemail adds 2 more touch points. So they go, oh, a person's reached out to me. If it's just a text, yeah, you know, they've seen it, but you're going to need to send some more. This makes a big difference. Blue Bubble, I think we've covered this anyway. This really is the guys in the States, right? They definitely get a much, much higher return in the States. There is a higher return here that I've seen, but it's not as different to America. Who wants to see a demo? Yay. All right. Give me one sec. I where have to change my screen. Back. Where's my screen? There we go. Share. Oh, let me bring that one up here. All right. Can we see the screen now? It should be seeing lead talk and a contact. Yeah.
Yep. Looking good.
Cool. So this is a simple demo. I'm just going to add this is a little recording. It's a pre-recording, so I can pause it and explain bits as it goes, right? I'm only adding one contact into this. Like obviously on mass, you can add as many as you want. You put them into a drip campaign. It all just flows through on autopilot basically. But so here, I'm just going to hit play on this. All right. So I'm just going to add this contact to an automation. You guys are all GHL experts. You'll understand this, right? I hope. All right. So that's the first part. Oh, so it's actually gone, and this voicemail has been dropped, and that's sent from this number. So this phone here, this phone that you can see on the screen, sorry, that is the same number that has left the voicemail drop. And I can show you the settings if you want, or guys, you can find all this in our training, right? We have all this stuff, the technical how-to, right? But just trust me on this. The voicemail that has rung them is the same as this mobile number, which is actually my mobile number that's in this demo video, right? So little voicemail drop has gone out to the person. Let's let this keep running. And then we will see, here you go. So this message is now going out, like our workflow's triggered. So we've got, hey, John, it's Bill from Bill's Brushes. Tried to give you a call, couldn't reach you. So sent out of high level, that's hit the phone. So that's now gone out of the phone to the person. And then we've got a part two, which has gone out of high level. So it's gone through the workflow. That'll hit the phone. And so that message has gone out. So that person on the other end has seen this voicemail, missed call, and now they've got these two text messages. So John from Bill's Brushes, little emoji, tried giving you a call, couldn't reach you. I was reaching out. It's been about a year since your last order. Most of our commercial guys are due for new brushes around now. Doing something for our regulars this week. Can I send you the details? Cheers. All right. Now, why is this important, right? This is like two messages that we send out, okay? Because that's how people text. Like, I don't want to send a big block text message. I don't want to send them a link to the offer. I'm inviting them to correspond with me, all right? Which is a really important part of this, all right? Brett, no delay. Yeah. This is a demo, mate. So we just kind of sped it up to go through. Yeah, the workflow has got a demo. It's got a delay in it, of a few seconds. All right. You do want to get it out fairly quickly as well, though, in case someone's calling you back and then the automation kind of goes out. But you can take them out of the automation if they call back. But yeah, just the demo, mate. But this is the important part, though, is like splitting these text messages up. And this is where cost comes into play, guys, a lot as well, right? If we send this message through high level or through Lead Connector or Twilio in Australia, we've got two text messages there. So we've doubled our cost. This is going to cost us about 12 US cents. Got a couple of emojis in there. So I don't know if that one's going to take it over the limit or not with a little thumbs up on the end there. But you can definitely end up spending a lot on text messages. I did see Georgia on here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. I can't see whether she's here, but we were looking at one of her clients the other day when she came to our open office hours, and they were sending out, I wouldn't even call them text messages. They were blog posts full of emojis and all kinds of stuff. And they were spending an absolute fortune on text messages through Lead Connector because they were just sending out so many characters. All right. So that's our first part. We're asking John to engage with us, right? I'm not giving him the offer. I just want to ask him, so can I send you the details? So let's see if John replies. All right. So, hey, Bill, sorry I missed your call. What's the deal? All right. Now, let's come into the phone, and then that lands in our high level account. All right. Now, at this point, you guys can set this up or use whatever bots you want. This is using CloseBot. Like, we do give away bots for free. We're big fans of CloseBot. So I basically shout them out all the time anyway and say, hey, look, use CloseBot, because it can then just take over, right? Once you've done the automation, the bot takes over and it can give them the offer. It can book them into an appointment. It can do whatever you want. That's for another day and another training, right? But so John's replied, sorry, I missed your call. What's the deal? So our bot will kick in. All right, all good. Figured you'd be flat out. So that's gone out of high level, sent to the first part. And the second part, we're running 20% across the brush range this week for our regulars. I can send you the details through if you would like. All right, so it's gone out at high level, hit the phone. And again, this is something I really like about CloseBot, the way that you can set it to break up text messages, because it's like this natural language stuff, right? And again, it's like it's corresponding with him now. It's asking him, is it okay to send you the details? I kind of told you what they are. Are you interested? So something for you guys to understand and think about is that your reputation on your text messaging, right? Whether it's with us or with Twilio Lead Connector, your conversational rate is actually important as part of your delivery. Everybody understands this in email, right? That, you know, if you spam out an email, people mark you as spam or they don't reply, like it's no good. Your transaction rate back and forth in SMS actually affects your delivery and affects your reliability as well. There are spam folders in SMS, and a lot of people kind of don't figure that stuff out. So I want a correspondence back and forth, even if they reply and say, nah, I'm good for brushes at the moment because I bought some the other month from your competitor. They've replied. That means that more of my text messages are going to go out, and my text message authority or my authority of that phone number is going to increase. So my message delivery is more reliable because it looks like people are actually having correspondence with me. If all my messages are one way, then there's a higher chance of my number getting shut down, whether it's with a SIM card with us or with Twilio or whatever. Much higher chance of your stuff getting shut down. All right. So you want conversational messaging going out. I just preach that to people all the time. So let's see whether Bill is interested. So yeah, Bill, yeah, that's good. Typical tradie, nice and short, just get to the point, pops into high level. So our bot will see that, and then it can reply back to John. So now it's given him the offer. All right, Legend, you can jump on here, Bill's brushes. So now I'm giving him the link and I'm giving him the deal. Oh, let me just keep that running so it gets across to the phone. All right. And this is another important point, guys, as well, right? We are not sending out links in our first message to people. The like we have all this in our training, right? And honestly, it drives me insane because we get clients that they sign up with us and then they go, "Oh, I've now got a license to just blast text messages out," and they'll send out to a list, "Hey, we've got a deal on ABC. Here's the link. Here's a code. Go buy it." And their messages get flagged. They burn their numbers. They don't get any responses. And they go, "Oh, that doesn't work." And it's like, no, it works. You're not following a process to engage with your customers, right? So you never send links out in the first message because that looks like spam, right? This person is engaged and they've asked for the information. This just looks like a normal conversation. Um, so yeah, we've done all that. This just looks like a normal conversation now, right? Bill and John are having a good old text chat, right? And again, obviously this is coming from the bot. It's been programmed to say, hey, you know, this is what's going on. If you swing by the store, happy to walk you through, make sure you set up right. All of that stuff is done through there. So let's see. Yep, there we go. John's replying. So it's coming to the phone. Okay, nice. I'll pop in. That'll pop into high level. Nice. I'll pop in. And then the bot will close this out with a, I forget what it says now. Awesome. See you soon. Something like that. Beautiful. So we've just had like a really nice conversational message. All right. And you can do the same thing through high level or whatever. Like I'm just giving you a demo here of iMessage, the one I did in Costa Rica for the guys. This works just incredibly well with that voicemail drop and then the follow up after that. Right. But kind of the key takeaways here for you guys is like the voicemail at the beginning up front, and then this conversational text message path asking for permission to send that person the offer. We're not sending them the offer unless we know where they're interested. Because I'm happy, even if they say no, because I got replies and my message reputation is going to increase basically. Any questions on that? Or is there more questions? I saw some stuff coming up in the chat there.
Plenty of questions coming up, mate. We had just trying to find the one at the top here. We had Vit ask a couple of questions. Actually, no, a bit further up. We've got Craig on here. Can you explain the iMessage? The SMS needs an Android phone. Does iMessage mean connecting up an iPhone or iMac?
So does iMessage need an iPhone and an iMac? Was that the question? Oh, sorry, I can't see it in
I
English.
think
I'm sure
that's
it
what
says something
Craig's
bottom.
saying. Yeah, sorry, mate. I just got a bit tongue tied. But if you're trying to send out messages to an iPhone, do you need an iPhone or one of those iMacs to be able to do so? Is I believe what Craig's question is. Yep.
Yes, is the answer basically. So all iMessage runs through the Mac, and then the Mac is synced to the phone. Without getting too technical in it, because it's actually, I mean, there's a lot of technical in the background, but the connection's not that hard. But yeah, the iMessage runs through your Mac. The phone is connected to iMessage, and they all sync automatically anyway. And the phone is what provides the number to iMessage on your Mac. And then what is important is the phone is actually a failover. So if you're sending messages out, like you can't tell from a phone number whether it's an iPhone or an Android phone, right? You got no idea. But our system will auto fail over to SMS, like standard green bubble, if it's an Android phone. So we can just send it to any number. It doesn't matter. So it doesn't have to just be iMessage. It will still just it will automatically take care of all of that.
So does that mean, Gary, that you can use an Android to then message to iPhones? Is that what you're saying? Your system picks up on that and then changes the delivery to suit the bubble?
No, no. So no, no. So in this situation, just talking about iMessage, if you just set up iMessage, you've got iMessage on the Mac and the iPhone is connected to the Mac. But if it tries to send an iMessage out and it's going to an Android phone, then the iPhone will send out an SMS by default. It will fail over to SMS to send it out. SMS as a product with us there's another service for just SMS where you can connect an Android phone and it will always send to Androids or iPhones, doesn't matter, but it will always send green bubbles.
Sure.
So they're two different services.
Got it. Okay. Vit's asked here as well, how difficult is it to get this set up remotely for a client? Meaning, I want a client to have this set up on their mobile phone. Is it something they can do easily following instructions?
Well, who's your client, mate? I can't answer that. I mean, I can say yes, it's really easy, right? Because it's not hard. Who's your client, mate? I just want to be honest about that. Like, it's not hard. It's a 5 to 10 minute setup when you know what you're doing. And I say it's a 30 to 60 minute setup when you don't know what you're doing because you've got to follow the instructions. Like, we've got a knowledge base, we've got video tutorials, all of that stuff. Um, we do onboardings every single day, like group onboardings that people can come to. 90% of our clients never come to an onboarding. They just follow the instructions and get it set up themselves. So I'm going to say it's easy, but don't blame me if your client can't follow instructions. So that's my caveat, mate.
You give me a chance to laugh because I just read one of Craig's comments about having 5 phones, but I won't bring that up on the recording. Question 2 from Vit
Gosh. Yeah,
is for clients who don't want to handle this, that means I'd have to buy a whole bunch of phones. How does that work? Do you have agencies who do that? Do they end up having a rack of phones plugged into chargers on their wall?
such a good question. So knowledge base for the win bit, it's in there, mate. You know the answer to that. But there's three options basically. One, yeah, you can have the phones and then hold them all for yourself, okay, or hold them yourself for on behalf of the clients and charge them some kind of premium to do so. Number two, the client can have them, okay, and you can tell the client, say, hey, look, you need a phone for this, and tell them what to get and get it set up. Or number three, you can get the phone and you can set up for the client and you can ship it to them. Kel, who I think is on this call, I think I saw Kel on here somewhere.
He's on here. Yep.
I'm here, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Kel told me this, right? I never thought about doing this because what we did basically is when we were doing this, like I've still got phones under my desk, like sitting down here, right? So we just hold some for clients. So we would either just set them up for the client, we never even tell them, or we would set up for the client and then give it to them, right? Kel came up with this idea. He told me this when he started using our system, and he went to the clients. He said, "Cool, we've got this system, so you can have fixed cost SMS. It requires a phone." So what that means is you need an Android phone and a SIM plan. Now, this is in our knowledge base now, Kel, because of you, mate. Thank you. So you need an Android phone, or you need a phone and a SIM plan. Now, the phone that you need is going to be this, and it costs like a couple of $100, and a SIM plan would be this, and it costs like $20, basically. Now, you can go and buy those yourself if you want, and we'll help you to get them all set up. Or if you want us to do it for you, we'll charge you $500 for the phone because we've got to go and buy it and then set it up. And we'll charge you $50 or $100 a month as a premium for the SIM plan and to hold on to it for you. So which would you prefer? Would you like to go and buy the phone yourself? We'll tell you what it is. We'll help you get it set up. It's $150 for the phone, $20 a month for the SIM plan. Or would you like to pay us $500 and $100 a month extra premium? And I think 9 out of 10 clients to Kel just went, I tell you what, just tell us what phone to buy and we'll go and buy it ourselves, right?
Mm.
So there's options around that again.
Yeah, and the reality, the beautiful that part is while you're paying 150, 160 bucks, we end up getting our phones for like 75 bucks, buy them in bulk.
So
So
Sense.
you just
there's
keep on.
different.
It's just a multiplier, and it works. Takes away all the hassles more than anything.
Yeah, we've got agencies that do everything from like I've got agencies that have no phones at all to I've got one guy I can think of that I know, he's got like 100 phones set up in his garden shed. Okay. And we've got another client I can think of as well. Like he is basically building his own Send Blue system, like using our infrastructure. He's got a complete server room with Macs and iPhones, and he's going after high ticket clients, and he is crushing it using our system. And he's charging like 150 bucks a number, so he's undercutting um, Send Blue and the other guys, but he still pays us. It's like well, averages out to be about $25 a number because he's on volume basically. So there's all the things in between. Any other
A couple
questions
more
there?
questions, mate. We've got one from Bern. Where do you see your SMS reputation?
Yeah, good question, mate. So at the moment we just have in our dashboard there's like a delivery and a failed thing. We haven't got a reputation around it. When I talk about reputation, I really just mean like if you can look at that, and for me, this is an obvious thing now from looking at it for so long, because I've been doing this for so long, like as our agency and now obviously with clients, I can see whether you're getting a good reply rate. If you've got 10,000 messages sent out and one reply, your reputation is terrible. If you've got 10,000 messages sent out and you've got you know 6,000, 7,000 replies, well, your reputation is going to be pretty good because it's pretty high, right? We are working on changing some of that stuff. We did update our dashboard the other day to actually add in some extra things so you can see your delivery rates and all that kind of stuff. But we are actually going to put like a reputation part in there as well to help people with that. So we've got a ton of stuff in the back end to help with this delivery for throttling, to try and stop people from doing blasts and burning SIM cards. So we've actually built so much more stuff in that runs in the back end to like hold messages now. So it is, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's a lot more difficult now to burn a SIM card through our system than before, because before we always used to rely on just the drips in GoHighLevel, and now we have a whole bunch of stuff built in the back end in our apps. Our SMS app has got stuff built into it. Our iMessage app's got stuff built into it. Our back end has got delays built into it. So if it gets flooded, we will hold messages back and then we'll slowly release them over time. So we've removed a lot of that stuff from people, but people are people, man.
Got another one from Craig. So before, when you were doing the demo, Gary, you were showing the split messages, right? So you had the voice drop, then you had the text message, then you had the follow-up text message that came in. He was just asking if that may compromise the number because of the volume. Brett came in with some insight saying that because they'd replied, it looked like they were engaging with it. But love to get your thoughts on that.
So what was it? Sorry, say that again for me.
So
The
going
voicemail
through the
drop.
demo, you know how there
Yeah.
was the message and then the follow-up message, because we're breaking it down rather than doing a long message. Craig just brought up a mention there about that potentially being a compromise to the phone number as that's coming through.
How do you mean a compromise? I'm not sure.
Well, because we're talking about not sending out too many text messages at once. So remember, going through your presentation, we're talking about being careful how many we're sending out. If it doesn't look natural, then we're flagging the system. I believe that's why Craig's asking that question.
Yeah, no, so it does look natural because you're breaking messages apart, and then in our workflows, let me bring something up. Let me show you guys something. Stop that screen share. Let me get rid of that. sec. This one. So this is the actual workflow. So we give this away in like our snapshots. Can I see this? Look at our workflow here.
We can.
Cool. So we go into, we've got a little drip mode. So we leave these at a longer one for when people download it. First of all, we used to leave this at 1 minute in our default, and then we found people were just starting straight out at a minute. So we made this longer. So we say, look, start slower, just to warm up your system, right? So we'll do that. Then we'll drop out the voicemail. All right. So that's got its little recording in it. And then we split messages off. So this is something I was talking about earlier about like making sure you change your messages. And this is good practice, right? For like, guys, this isn't just me touting Mycrmsim. This is good practice for your text messaging, like even using Twilio, Lead Connector, whatever you're doing, right? Utilize these strategies. It will help. So we go off on a split here. So we've got an even split across these paths. And then when we go down here, we have another little drip. So even though we've dripped it at the start, okay, we have another little drip mode here. So like 8/10 of a minute. So our first one will come through and it will sit here and it'll wait for 8/10 of a minute. And then we send our part one of our message. Oh yeah, and it's Billy's brushes. And then we wait for a few seconds and then we send our part two. So because we have this little natural wait in between, that's just emulating what people are doing anyway. So that is actually fine. I know I've said like 1 per minute. Effectively, we're kind of sending 2 in here, but because it's still the same number, it's split into 2 parts. I haven't seen any issues around that. And then what we do with our workflows is the next one will come dripping through and it will come in here, and this one's going to wait 6/10 of a minute. All right, or 0.67 a minute, whatever that is. And then this will send out a slight variation. So this is a different message, right? It's the same thing, but it's a slightly different message. And it'll wait a few seconds and it's out part two. So each one of these has got a slight change in the drip and then a variation in the message. All right. So what this does is randomizing it all the time. Because what I don't want you to do is send everything like, even if you get to that stage of being able to send one every minute, like if you've warmed it up, you've got good conversations, whatever it is, like every minute on the minute is weird. Like who's sitting there and sending the text message every minute on the minute? It's weird. So we want to randomize the time that it goes out. So we want one that goes on a minute, one that goes on 1.3 minutes, one that goes on 1.5, one that goes on 1.1. And this ends up kind of cycling stuff through. So you have all these randomized times in there. We've got other cool stuff. We're building all this into our system, like in a different way to GHL. So we can do all this independently with like complete randomized times. We've got other stuff in here as well, like in our snapshot. It's yeah, so we've got another one in here. Guys, like you can go and grab all this stuff after this, right? Honestly, we've got one with a custom code. So this will actually completely randomize the time. So you can put this in and it will do a random time between whatever you want to set it to, basically. So rather than using that mix thing, this will do a completely random time. And then you can have this is a custom GPT that will actually write the messages. So it will do completely unique ones. It's just for some people that's a bit advanced. They look at this and they go, "Oh my God, what the hell is going on there? It's too confusing." So we've kind of got this is the simple one. Just fill it in, plug and play. If you want to get a bit more advanced, there's custom GPTs that will write the text messages for you. And like I say, this is actually completely split up. So it will go, here's part one. This is what you're supposed to do. Don't mention any details about the offering messages. If you're writing caps, that makes ChatGPT pay more attention, right? And then the second part here will actually review. It says this is the first part of the message they've already written. Do not repeat this. So this is looking at what went out in the first message so that it doesn't repeat itself. And we can actually split messages up. So we send out completely unique messages every time. We're just trying to emulate human conversation all the time. That's what we're trying to do. So we've got all that stuff in here in our system for you guys as well. And I'll show you what. Can I show you one? Oh, well, we're at 1 o'clock, mate. We're going to do this. I thought we'd be quick, Jared, but
I know you said that.
I have so much to tell
You
everyone. Like,
lied.
there's so many little nuances around this. Can I show one other thing? I'll show you
what I'm
another thing.
thinking. Show us the other thing. We've got a heap of questions that are still sitting here, but what I'll do is I've got the notes being taken for this. So what I'll do is I'll take all of the questions coming through. I'll drop that into a post for a recap afterwards, Gary. And then if you just want to jump in and answer those afterwards, like you mentioned before, that way we don't go too far into it.
No worries, mate. Yep, do that. Put them in there. I'll make a little video. I'll answer all your questions for you. What I was going to show you guys, like our support center. So one of the things, like honestly, guys, as well, this is why I built this, because it was like what I wanted, and I wanted all the support, and I wanted all the things that I figured out that we had built, and I was like, what does everybody else want? So I tried to just put everything together that everybody could use, right, and in a nice, easy way. And then it's like, okay, well, you don't want to write text messages, and you don't know how to write them, and there's so many nuances to this thing in terms of like what content should you put in there, what words should you avoid, like what are the carriers looking at. So we built this little custom GPT. So I'll do this as like a quick demo, and then I'll end on that. But this will take through here, and you can just say to this, what messages do you want to write? So this is designed to build database reactivations or even follow-up marketing sequence for you, like just nurtures for people if you want. So if I tell this I want to do a DBR, then this will take me through and it will say, okay, what's the name of the business? I always use Billy's Brushes. I know we did that in the demo, but I use this all the time. So Billy's Brushes is the name. What's their website? Is billys.com. Name of the person is Billy. So you would have seen this. This is basically what we did to create the demo one, right? So the offer is 20% off brushes this week. Is there a specific date? Yeah, this week. I told you that. Link, just say the website. Obviously, whatever details you've got for your clients makes more sense. I'll even don't even worry about correcting the spelling because it will know what I'm doing. Coupon code is Billy20. Do I want to create a follow-up reminder sequence? Yes, please. Any other details? So this is where you can put in here like any other details. So that one that I had, I think I'd written in there, said, hey, this is for people that have purchased from Billy's Brushes a year ago. They're contractors. Normally they need to get new brushes every year. So we're just messaging them, whatever. So you just put more info in there. I'm just going to say no at this point, but obviously more info gives it more context to create better messages. So this here is now written my sequence. So there's my part one for the message. And then it says, hey, a little delay. And then part two. And then it's got the follow-ups as well. So day 2, day 4. And then it's telling you on day 2, just send this one. So again, we try and sort of break it up. If you're doing it in a workflow, like you can send a 2-parter to begin with. And then the follow-up one, 2 days later, just send them a short reminder. All right. We don't need to kind of spend too much on it. We're giving them a nudge. And then this one's breaking it apart again. All right. And then we send them another little reminder again. And all the time, we're not sending them offer. I've never sent them the offer at any point through this sequence. I'm just asking them, like, do you want it? Do you want it? I would rather they say no, get nutted, than me sending them a link and I've got no idea. I mean, you put tracking links, obviously, but I want a reply because that's really important to my number and my conversations and my authority for my messaging getting through. All right. So we'll do all that. Tells you what the answer is. This is what you can do, and then you can use that to help do your GPT. And it says, would you like to create 4 different variants as well? So I'm just going to say yes. So this is how we made it easy for people to do all these. So this is now going to go through and go, all right, here's your variant 1. There's your variant 2. And let's spit these out. And then 3 and 4. You can see these coming out here. They're all just slightly different. And then when I take those, if I go back to, remember that workflow that I showed you, because we're sending out variations. All right, I've got my message 1. So if you've got 2 screens, pretty easy to do. Just copy paste these messages here into variant 1, variant 2, variant 3, and variant 4 into this workflow. And if you've build that in according to whatever your customer is. You've got a database reactivation up and running within the hour. Like set up, SIM card, phone, ready to go. Like we've got clients doing this all day, every day, because they know that they can do it and they can deliver it on the same day rather than messing about with A2P and Twilio and all that stuff. So that's it. I think there's more, but I'll cap myself.
Gary Caps is going to cap himself. Awesome. Um, Guys, I imagine that there's a heap more questions that you might have from this, because I know there's at least 10 that haven't been answered. If you like, send me a DM or drop them into the chat that I'm going to be creating after this call. But Gary, mate, such a nice opener and refresher. Like I've seen people do so many different database reactivations, and I've also seen some that are extremely like heavy in the automation space. So it's nice to see your spin on it, and the voice drop is just an absolute win. Are you sharing some details here where everyone can kind of get in touch?
Yeah, I was just going to go back to this. So this is awesome people. Key takeaways, do that stuff, guys. Reactivate them. Voicemail drops, key takeaways. If you want all that stuff, just go to that DBR free training. That will go to like our membership area. You can go in there, all the snapshots, the overview, the do's and the don'ts. It's all in there basically. Make sure if you're not in our group, join our Facebook group. There's a link to that to our Facebook community as well. Like this is what I do, right? I give away all this stuff, so that people can use our system successfully. That's what I really want, because at the end of the day, if they don't follow these little nuances that I've learned over the years, and it's just little stuff like little tweaks, then you know, it won't work. So I want people to make it work. So I just give everything away here. Like there's people charging thousands of dollars for this training. Like I'm not joking, like the stuff that we give away. And I just give it all for free because I want to see people succeed in the day. And, selfishly, you'll buy our product and hopefully use it and stay with us. But we're not an expensive platform either. Like we start from like 29 bucks a number. So we're not expensive. But really and truly, I want to see people succeed and do this and, give people what I wanted when I was trying to build all this stuff and I had to figure it all out and put it all together.
Anything else?
That's it, mate. I'll turn that
Nailed it.
furniture off and I'll shut up.
Yeah, well, guys, thanks for coming along on this call. Massive thanks again, though, Gary, because again, there's been enough questions in here that have absolutely identified that even though you were like, hey, you guys I don't want to show you guys how to suck eggs, there was so many valid questions within this that absolutely proved that there's more than one way to look at this and different ways that you can actually come up with some ideas.